What's the best piece of advice you've ever heard somebody give an entrepreneur about raising money or about working with investors? Could be something you've said or something you've heard. What's a good sort of nugget of wisdom for entrepreneurs?
May I?
Go ahead.
I would suggest that you start developing relationship with the potential investors as early as possible. Okay, don't wait until the 11th hour when you need the funds. Okay, even if you may have just started your business, start a dialogue with the potential investors. Get to know them. Get to know many of them. Introduce yourself and introduce your service. Get some feedback. Make iterations. And stay in touch with them, keep them abreast of the developments. Only because investing is a process, it doesn't happen overnight, okay? And it is best that you get to know them, and so you identify which investor is best suited for your taste, for your profile. And also it is better for the investor to get to know you better. And when you need the funds, it would be much easier for the investor to make the commitment, having observed your developments and your progress over a period of time, as opposed to in a snapshot when you would need the funds.
I think that's a great point. I think one thing you hear a lot in Silicon Valley is that investors like to invest in lines, not dots, right? So you kind of want to see the whole movie, not just the single snapshot. Anybody else? Words of wisdom for entrepreneurs?
Well, again, for my own very small universe, focus, especially again with the academic entrepreneurs. These guys tend to be extremely smart. They know their stuff. But if you're not careful, from an investor point of view, that startup can turn very easily into an engineering company, which you don't want. You want them to be scalable, create products. Focus on the problem, why you launched this company, how you're utilizing your know-how, how you're placing your patents, the next step, because we are at the very early stage. We take the first risk. So my job is to a certain extent so that I have to prepare these guys for the next rounds, and at which point I usually exit. And if they do what I say, that usually, meaning they stay focused on the problem at hand, it works out pretty well.
Miles?
So I would say one thing that for me is really important is having that kind of crisp way of describing your business. You know, why is it important? Why is what you're doing different and better than what anyone else is doing? Why is it a really big opportunity? And I get some folks who just sort of dive into the hockey stick forecast, and everyone's got the hockey stick forecast, and without really understanding what the opportunity is, that doesn't really do me any good. I get some folks who send me sort of these huge presentations that are very detailed and very long, and I think you need to kind of match the presentation to the stage you're at and also to your audience as well. So I really want something very crisp, so I really understand why is this a great idea, why is it so much better, why is it a big opportunity, and why is the team fantastic. And I don't necessarily want all of these forecasts going into some minutia for the next 20 years.
I had a mentor of mine once say that even if the investor gives you a 30-minute meeting, you actually only have the first 3 minutes to convince him. Then the rest of the meeting is to talk about details. But he's going to decide in the first 3 minutes whether or not he wants to hear the rest of it.